welcome to the Mod Squad first ever horror show. Joining me as always is going to be the Godfather, Big B Cholo, and the Bam Tender. Y'all want to
Right
say
on.
hi?
Hey,
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
All right. Got a hell of a show for y'all tonight. This is not your usual Mod Squad. Warning right up front. This is going to be for mature audiences only. There's going to be a lot of language, a lot of gore, a lot of all of the things that we all know and love. So, to get us started here, first thing that we want to get into is going to be horror news. We've got a couple of things that we want to cover. So, first things first, James Wan is merging his production company with Blumhouse to create a horror movie empire. How are we feeling about that?
check it out. Check it out. Really quick, just to let you guys know a little bit about Blumhouse. He's responsible for these movies here: Mama, The Purge, Get Out. Happy birthday to me or to you. I mean, you guys recognize these.
Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
And then James Wan's responsible for the Conjuring universe. But on top of that, he's also responsible for the Insidious universe and the Saw universe. He was the first writer and director for the first Saw movies, produced all the other. He also has done the two Aquamans and Fast 7, the movie where Paul Walker passed away, and that was just a tough shoot. And I think he did an awesome job on that. Love James Wan. So what I'm trying to say is Blumhouse and James Wan together, because James Wan used to be with Warner Brothers, but I don't think they upped them when they sold it. And the new company that bought them, Discovery, I think something happened there with James Wan and made him want to leave. But just going with Blumhouse would be awesome, man, because they're the two big horror guys right now, if you ask me. So that's how I feel about it. I'm excited about this.
I'm excited to an extent. I hope the quality of the movies don't suffer. With especially with like the Saw movies and a lot of the Blumhouse movies, they've been made by lesser known names and with lower budgets, and now merging these two big companies, I hope the budgets don't get overly bloated and the quality of the movies don't suffer, because especially the Blumhouse movies, I love Blumhouse. Happy Death Day, those movies are so much fun. I can't wait. I hope they make a third. I like the Saw movies, for the most part. We saw like all of them in theaters. So, I mean, there's definitely a positive there that, these two great minds in horror coming together, they can put out some really good shit. I'm hesitant, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
They're low budget movies. They're predominantly low budget horror movies in both of those companies, and they've grown a lot. And I hope they don't get too big for their britches, is what I'm saying.
I agree.
Now, I just want to throw my 2 cents in. I think, like, when it comes to the Saw movies, like me, I'm a big fan of the gore. Okay, I like Saw, Hostel, The Purge. I love the gore.
Yeah.
That is my bread and butter right there. And as long as it doesn't take away from, as Brandon was saying, as long as it doesn't take away from the quality of those movies, I'll be excited. This reported merger, is it supposed to happen before or after the next Saw movie? I'm just curious.
The next Saw movie is actually in production now. They started like 2 weeks ago. So it's got to be after. It's going to be after.
Yeah, because I know they've got a reported release date of October 27th of next year. So right before Halloween is when the next Saw is supposed to come out. So
that's one thing I've been missing is a new Saw movie every Halloween. Like, I remember when the first 5 or 6 Saw movies came out. They came out every year, and that was what we looked forward to every year.
That was something, I know I've told the story a bunch of times on the Mod Squad, but that is something that me and my kids did. We went to, and they were young, but they got into the Saw franchise with me. Every year we would watch them all up until the new one, then go to the theater. and then like the next October we would watch all of them again and then watch the new one. So it was just something we did, and honestly, like Brandon said, I do miss that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like as long as we don't lose the quality of the movies, like I think the merger is going to be a good thing for the horror genre in general. But yeah, just don't want to lose the Blumhouse movies, because those are some of my favorite movies that I've watched lately have been all Blumhouse. So definitely agree there. So speaking of Saw, we also have some news around the new Saw 10. So Shawnee Smith is actually in reports to maybe come back to the franchise for Saw 10, which is interesting. She obviously played Amanda in the earlier films. How are we feeling about that, y'all?
I was talking to our friend yesterday, and I was telling them about this, and they're all, but she died in like
Yeah.
part 3. And I'm like, well, Tobin Bell's back too full time. And they're
Yeah.
like, well, how's that possible? I'm like, well, the Saw 10 is supposed to be in between Saw 1 and 2. So it's basically Saw 1.5. And so they're both alive in that. But I was also telling them, I bet you anything, there's something's going to happen in that to have them able to go after 10. Like there's going to be like another secret person helping him or something, and then
Mhm.
that they're probably hoping that that person will carry it on, because they can't keep, going back to them, because they did die.
Yeah, exactly. I hope the story doesn't. I mean, the Saw storyline has already kind of gotten a little convoluted over the years, especially once you get past like the third and fourth one, and they start bringing more people in that were involved in it. And I hope it doesn't get too confusing and too convoluted, because it's kind of already gotten there for me. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I was just gonna say, I mean, at least I was very happy to find out when they picked a director for this new Saw movie. It wasn't somebody new to the franchise. It was, yeah, Gruder Kevin Gruder.
Kevin, yeah.
I think it was Saw the final chapter in Saw 6. So he's been in the franchise and directed it before. So I was very happy that they did that.
He was the editor. He was the editor in 2, 3, 4, and 5, and he directed 6, and then was forced to do 7. But that's another story. But I got happy too when I saw he was coming back.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty good. I'm pretty excited about it. I've been real big on Saw forever. In fact, that's one of my Grail autograph items that I've never been able to get, is to get the Saw blade signed by Tobin Bell. I have not received one and found one yet, but I'm still looking because I want to add that to my collection.
That's badass.
So kind of going a little off topic of where we wanted to be here, but how did we feel about Chris Rock being in the last movie?
You know what? I liked it. I
too.
was gonna say I like Spiral, and I thought Jigsaw was okay. I don't know if it's because I'm biased because I love the Saw movies so much, but I thought it was okay. I liked a little bit of comedy in the beginning and how it unfolded. I thought I was okay with it. I really was. I've watched it several times since. You didn't like
I
it?
don't mind seeing like some of these, especially comedians, like branching out into horror. Like, who knew Jordan Peele was such a freaking horror genius?
Yeah.
But
exactly.
Spiral was extremely predictable. I knew what was coming like right away. I was like, oh, I know exactly how this is going to end, and that kind of missed for me because the Saw movies are not supposed to be predictable. Like the first movie, I still remember watching the first movie and having my mind completely fucking blown when he stood up and got up off the floor. So Spiral for me totally missed the mark. I didn't hate like the acting, like that was all good, but the story wasn't there for me.
I think that's something that we see a lot in horror films these days is predictability, and it's because like everything has been done. Like they've done it. So like
and
for a lot of the movies,
they show a lot in the trailers too. They basically give away the movies.
Trailers totally ruin movies nowadays. I fucking hate trailers nowadays. There is a formula for a lot of horror movies. They follow the same tropes and everything. A lot of that stuff you see coming a mile away. It's the ones that catch you by surprise. Those are the ones that you remember the most.
Very true. All right. So that brings us to our next stop on this journey. We're going to do a little bit of mail call show and tell. Do you guys have some stuff you want to show off? Who wants to go first?
Yeah.
I think
Brandon,
the
you look like you're excited.
Let's
I
do it.
am excited. I will go first if nobody minds. I got a pretty big haul last week after Black Friday, and I got some pretty bitchin' stuff. This thing. Well, here I'll start with this. I got a Richard Brake. So I just watched 31 not that long ago for the first time, like a few weeks ago, and I liked it. It was pretty awesome. So I was pretty stoked to get this Richard Brake Doomhead autograph. Says I ain't no fucking clown. So that's pretty bitchin'.
Nice.
I like that it's a scripted band. It's pretty bad.
Yeah,
That is.
I got this awesome Tom Atkins Halloween 3 autograph, which
like
I'm
that
super
one.
stoked about. I'm a big fan of Halloween 3.
That's a little different too.
Yeah, I got a Tommy Lee Wallace Halloween autograph. These are all like custom prints too,
Dude.
so they're pretty cool.
Not only that though,
got-
dude, they're pretty badass. The way those signatures are and everything.
Yeah, they're pretty good, right?
Some clean signatures.
This one I got. I already have a number of Ari autographs, but this one is with Adrian King from the original Friday the 13th, Alice. So I was pretty stoked about that one. And then I've got this one is God, I can't remember the dude's name. The creature from the Black Lagoon. It's like Ricardo something. I can't remember the dude's name.
Favorite color is green. I love the green in that, man.
Yeah, it's pretty. It looks good, right? It pops really well.
Yeah.
That's something that I've always
Maybe
liked
see.
is when somebody's signing something, does something in a particular color that is great, you know. And I know Skeletor is not horror related, but the first time I had it done was when I had my Skeletor Funko Pop signed, you know, and he signed it in purple. You know, I was blown away. You know, this was years ago. I was blown away by that, going, you know what? That's awesome.
Yeah, that is super cool. Yeah, I think the color that you get on the autograph on the print, it really matters a lot. Like a lot of people take it very, very seriously. I tend to put a lot of thought into it. Also when I'm getting autographs. This is one that I didn't have before that I didn't know I needed. And I'm super stoked about it because I'm a huge fan of Blade. I got this.
That's great.
I'm jealous.
How fucking cool is that? I didn't know how badly I needed this autograph until I got it.
That is great.
Jumping up and down a little bit when I pulled that one. I got a pretty dope numbered custom print Nick Castle Halloween. This is like an 11 by 17. It's like metallic. It's kind of hard to see in here, but it's like a metallic thing. And it's the scene with Lori in the closet. You see Lori down here. But yeah, that's pretty dope. And then the last thing I have to show off is a signed prop. Another one that I didn't know I needed. Now I've got a number of Nick Castles, but I think this is one of the cooler props that I have now, and I love signed props. But it's signed by Nick Castle and PJ Souls, Linda from Halloween. She signed it totally. It's an actual like legit phone. Like it's the exact same model phone that Michael Myers uses to strangle Linda in the first Halloween movie, and it's like a working freaking telephone.
I just want to plug it in to see if I can get a dial tone.
You know, I know. I thought about that too. I have. There's a plug in my wall right over here. I don't have a landline though, so I don't know if it'll even give me a dial tone.
I mean, I know those rotary phones are before y'all's time and everything. But.
Yeah,
no, I remember.
It's a legit 40-year-old phone. This thing weighs like a good 15, 20 pounds. So You know,
yeah,
I definitely use this as a weapon if I needed to. So, anyways, that's my haul. I had a pretty good week last week with my horror collection.
I have plenty of Nick Castles and PJ Souls as well, but that is something I think I need.
Right?
That's
Yeah,
what's
it's pretty
up.
bitchin'.
I got
Yeah, so
something.
Brandon, when you said that, the only thing I could think of was the Black Phone. Have you seen that movie yet, The Black Phone, where he takes the phone at the end and fills it with sand? Yeah, that's what I was thinking of when you were showing that phone off, and you said you used it as a weapon.
Oh, you totally could too, because I mean it unscrews. Yeah, you could definitely. Oh man, this thing is fucking awesome. It's been a while.
Check out another Blumhouse movie right there, though. The Black Phone was from Blumhouse.
Yeah, Black Phone was bitching.
Good tie-in. Good tie-in.
Who knew that Ethan Hawke was gonna be like the next like king of horror? You know, like he's done some awesome fucking horror roles.
He's done that one, and then Sinister. He was really good in that one too.
Yeah, Sinister. The first Purge movie, right? He was in the first Purge movie.
Yeah, if you guys know me, you know I'm a huge Todd McFarlane fan. I love his work. Started collecting his stuff in the early '90s. Got some Spider-Mans he did. Well, I'm really big into horror, and I have a huge horror collection. I'll actually put it up right now. It'll pop up. If you want to see my horror collection after this, click that. But here's one piece that I wanted to share today, and it's from the Six Faces of Madness. Move this. It's Elizabeth Bathory, signed by Red with Red. Paint pen.
That's dope. I like the red pen.
That's legit.
That's super cool.
And I'm an inbox collector, so this is freaking. I don't know how old this guy is, but yeah, he this is one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's super, super cool. I really like her.
Yeah, she was wild back in the day.
We'll learn more about her later.
That's good timing. Was that it for you, Felix?
That's it for me.
All right, so mine is an older deal, and this is something I got from BAM years ago, and this is my favorite collectible I have horror-wise. John Kaser, who was the voice of the Crypt Keeper, and this was a limited signed edition. I think 250, and I absolutely love this. I actually had this on my desk at my last office, and people would come in and ask me questions. And being in the military, just point to this and say, "This is the last private that asked me a stupid question." So, and that's how I'd explain it. But this is my favorite. You know, my second favorite, of course, is my Ari Lehman signed mask that I have back behind me. So I do love that. But John Kaser is my favorite. I love it. I actually have a nice 8x10 that's autographed by him as well now. Just trying to figure out how I want to place both of them on a wall now. So
I have the cleaver that BAM also did, signed by him. I had the skull and the cleaver, and I actually sold the skull and kept the cleaver. So yeah, the cleaver is pretty big.
See, the cleaver is awesome, but I mean, I've got like a Brad Lorry knife. You know, I have a Brad. I don't know what I'm going to do with a Brad Lorry knife. The only thing I can think of is if an intruder breaks in, I can cut them. I mean,
yeah, I have a pretty large horror knife collection that I'll have to show you. That what I did with it. It's pretty cool.
Well, if you don't have Brad Lorry, let me know. I got this knife. I'm willing to.
A little behind the scenes here. A little behind the scenes. Not to get into too much about BAM, but BAM actually had a customer that was upset because the skull wasn't real. I shit you not. They wanted a real skull.
It could be real.
Yeah,
I mean, the size, it's tiny. It's tiny. Could be real.
Yeah. Not just a little upset, like false advertising. I'm going to contact the Better Business Bureau upset.
Yeah, pretty much.
How could it be false advertising? Because if I remember correctly, they didn't say what it was going to be. It was a signed item.
Honestly, I don't remember. I'm really good about remembering stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure that far back with the expansion packs, that was earlier on with the expansion packs. Those ones were, that's why I got both of them. I got the cleaver and the skull because I knew that two different items.
All right, so I guess I'm last on the list here. My stuff is not as cool, but this is something that kind of touched the child in my heart a little bit. So we have these what are called crypto villains. And it's basically just like almost like 8-bit, just a bunch of stickers. And I will say that the Scream one is probably my favorite. Everybody knows that Scream is probably one of my favorite franchises literally ever. I still am waiting to get Skeet's autograph. It's something that I absolutely have to get at some point, but I haven't had the chance to get it just yet. But here's the last few. Not as cool as everybody else's.
I think that is. I need one of those for my laptop, man.
Those are super cool.
I actually have an extra Chucky and an extra Pinhead. So
Chucky.
depending on how these shows go, maybe these will be thrown in as a special with our first giveaway if we end up going live shows. So that'll be cool. Nice. Not as cool as everybody else's, of course, but it's something that I really enjoy. I'm kind of a child at heart, so
I like it.
Next thing I want to talk about, we have something exciting happening tomorrow. We're doing a live watch along for the movie Stay Alive. This movie was released in 2006. Fun fact, this is going to tie into something that we have already talked about that is to be discussed. But the first thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and show the trailer so that we can talk about it a little bit. All right. Let me get this pulled up for y'all. All right. Here we go.
Play this new game, man. Yeah? Seriously, it's creepy.
Oh. I don't think I've seen this.
If you haven't, you're missing out.
I remember watching this years ago. When it was...
Stay Alive? Never heard of it.
Yeah, this could be nice.
Sweet Sebastian Bach, I want to play.
Miller, you signed in yet? I'm here.
All right, let's boot it up.
Early.
The name of this game is Stay Alive. We don't know much else other than we're not supposed to
have Frankie Muniz.
Whoa.
Good old Frankie boy. I love him in this movie.
Oh, what's that? What's that?
Damn it, man, she got me. Some woman, man. Hey, somebody out there?
Miller, who are you talking to, man?
You play the game too long. You know, you start seeing stuff. Hello?
Miller died the same way he died in the game. This can't just be a coincidence.
I think you're right.
You serious, man? Listen to yourself.
Don't you get it? If you die in the game, you die for real.
Anybody out there? Hey.
Oh, shit.
The game's become a reality.
My God.
I'm not so excited for this. I had thought I'd seen it before, and no, I haven't seen this one. I seen something.
I've only watched it the one time, so I am looking forward to rewatching it. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, so I know that there's two of us that have seen it at some point. Honestly, this is one of my favorite movies. I've probably watched this 30, 40 times since
Damn.
its
Wow.
release. But for the two that have not seen it, what do you guys think of the concept of bringing video games into the horror realm as far as movies are concerned?
I think it's great. They've done it in the geek realm before. You know, Ready Player One, so on and so forth. You know, you lose your stuff, but you didn't die. If you died in the game, you didn't die in the real. And I think that's a really cool concept. I'm excited to see the movie. My inner realist, of course, says just don't play the game. You can't die. I mean, just that's just my thing. But you know, I'm
We'll
excited.
see how it unfolds. Maybe they had already played it before they figured that out.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I can't wait.
To be honest, I thought it was another movie I recently saw, maybe about a year ago. I don't remember the title to it, but I've seen something very similar, and I really liked it. And this one, I thought it was that until I just saw the trailer, and the trailer made me excited for this one. So
Yeah,
can't wait to watch it tomorrow night.
Yeah, I definitely will say I'm not going to spoil anything because nobody likes spoilers, right? But there's definitely some things that happen in here that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So I'm super excited for you guys to see it for the first time. I'm super excited to watch it again, especially with all of our BAM friends. But what do you think, Brandon? How are you feeling watching it again?
It reminded me of when I watched it. It's been probably 15 years since I watched that movie. And I remember liking it when I first watched it. So I'm stoked to revisit it because I love rewatching movies. I mean, growing up, I had a box full of VHS tapes that I would rewatch the same ones over and over.
That's all you watched. Yeah, I have a bulk of them.
That was
too.
all
I
I
did the
watched.
same thing.
We didn't have a whole lot of money. I wasn't going to the movies that much. So whenever I did get a new movie, it was kind of a big deal. So I watched a lot of the same movies over and over and over again. So I'm looking forward to rewatching this one because I forgot how good the cast is. And I love early 2000s movies because I mean that's when I was in high school, you know, and fresh out of high school. So that brings back a lot of good memories.
All right. So speaking of Stay Alive, we want to do a segment with you guys that's called On the Real, where we talk about real life serial killers and kind of their stories and what they're known for. So fun fact, Stay Alive is based around the female serial killer Elizabeth Bathory. She's super prolific when it comes to female murderers because she's like top tier. She had like 650 kills. She was also a key influence of the novel Dracula because of the way she handled her victims. A lot of her victims were as young as 10 years old. They were all female. Just to get into some details here, again, this is a 18 plus stream, so beware, there are going to be some details coming forward that I'm about to talk about that are not for all audiences. But she liked to beat, mutilate, starve, freeze, all kinds of stuff with the victims that she had. They would be burned with tongs. Some of them would have pieces of their faces bitten off. But what she's most known for is the fact that she would bathe in the blood of her victims as a way to keep her beauty and her youth intact. Hence why she's in a bathtub in the little figure that Felix has got going on over there. She did murder an upwards of 650 women and girls. So very prolific as a female murderer, probably the top murderer that we've seen of the female genre. Not that it's a good thing to murder people, but I'm pretty proud that she's number one on the serial killer list. You don't see that very often. What do you guys know about her? How you feeling about her influence on the Dracula movie or the Dracula novel?
I completely, just put this out there, completely support women's rights. Good for her for being up there on the top of the list. I do.
She's a true feminist.
I mean, hey, more power to her
Very
on
true.
that. I mean, I'm just curious if that whole bathing in virgin blood to keep her youth was working, because, as I get older, I'm thinking, is it Botox or virgin blood? I mean, which one do I want to go for?
Yeah,
You've been
we
giving
all need a
Rex
little help.
ideas.
There's that. Not ideas, no.
On the real, yeah, I known about her. Obviously about that 20 years ago. She tripped me out when I found out about what she did and how many people she had to kill to fill up a bathtub. And I knew it was a lot, but 600, damn, I didn't know it was that much, to be honest with you.
Yes. Her numbers
don't
right
think
now
it
are
would-
sitting at 650. Obviously, that may not be inclusive of everybody. That's just the ones we know about.
I don't think it would take 600 people to fill up a bathtub. Maybe 3.
No, that's a couple of bathtubs.
That's
maybe-
a few.
Maybe 3 or 4 people would fill up a bathtub. I
5.
don't know. I will Google, do the math. I will let y'all know next show how many people it would take to fill up a bathtub with blood.
You know what? Let's guess. Let's just guess. I want to say 10 or 13. I'll go with 13.
Lucky number 13. Okay. No, I'm gonna go with 7. But I'm gonna do the math. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna end up on some watch list somewhere, and then they're gonna say, "Hey, your security clearance has been revoked because you're looking at this." So we'll find out. We'll find out what happens.
I know that there's more blood in the human body than most people realize. I don't know. I'm gonna say 5 people. 5. That's my number.
Brandon?
Lucky number 5.
7.
I was
You're
going
going 7 also. Okay.
Yeah, 7.
7.
7, 13.
I was way too quick to that number, but 7. Yeah.
It's like he knows things that we don't know.
Hey, I just want to say, Brandon and I, being the military guys, we both picked 7, so maybe there's something to this whole thing.
I think they have a little bit more know-how on the old blood situation than most common people do.
Can I change to 11?
11? That's a lot of people.
Why is it 13 in the first time?
I'm sorry. I had to look at your brass knuckles there, Felix. I had to look at them. So
Are those the zombie killers?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're not brass knuckles. They're paperweights, okay?
Paperweights.
They're
my bad.
paperweights, yeah.
Prop paperweight.
I definitely may have worked in a head shop in my day, and that's also what we had to sell them as was paperweights. They are not brass knuckles because brass knuckles are not legal. So
yeah.
Or belt buckles. That was the other thing. They put like a little notch on them to make it a belt buckle. So Felix has got our next graphic pulled up here. Again, as a warning, this is an 18+ stream. The next segment that we do may involve some videos that not everybody is wanting to see. So make sure that we keep that in mind going into this. But we're going to talk Kill of the Week, y'all.
I'm so excited.
Super excited.
That's
So
what's
I
up.
don't know how many of you guys have seen Terrifier. Let's talk about it first, and then I'll show the scene here in a second. How many of you guys have seen Terrifier?
I
Everybody?
need to see them. I need to see them. I haven't seen either of them, and I hear so much about the second one. I'm like there. I need to see it.
I just want to say that the screen is divided with the people that have not watched and the people that have watched. That's how the screen is divided right now.
Yeah.
So
I have not watched the second one. I still haven't gotten a chance to watch it because my mom was
You're
visiting
missing
for the
out.
last month. My mom was visiting for like the last month, and I just never had time to watch it because it's not something my mom would want to watch. I've seen the first one a number of times, and I've seen the other movies featuring Art the Clown, so I cannot wait to watch Terrifier 2. It's definitely
Maybe we should watch 2 and the next watch along.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put a watch along together for that. Let us know in the comments if that's something you guys would like to see as a Terrifier 2 watch along, because we can definitely make that happen. I will say, without spoilers, because I hate spoilers,
Love
Terrifier
spoilers.
2 made me nauseous, which is saying a lot for as much as I love horror. But there's a couple of scenes in there that were a little nerve-wracking for me. but it just makes it a fun experience to be able to watch these shows and be able to see all of these things. The graphics and stuff like that are just beyond belief. So super excited there.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of horror special effects, like practical effects.
Practical, yes.
I think I fangirl out more over like Tom Savini and somebody like that, and Greg Nicotero than I and Rick
Love
Baker
him.
than I do most actors. Like those guys are my heroes in the horror genre. So the gore, like it makes you uncomfortable and queasy, and that's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And if it does that, then that means that they did their job. And that's why I love like 80s horror, especially. Like it just doesn't get any better than practical effects in 80s horror.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Very true. If it makes me queasy, it's doing its job, I like to say. One final warning before I play this clip. If you have a queasy stomach, if you're not into gore, I would step away now. This is for mature audiences only. It is censored to a certain extent due to nudity, obviously. But I know. Same
Free the
here.
bloody
But
boobs.
this is free the nipple, y'all. Free the nipple. All right,
I'm a proud and loud proponent of free the nipple.
Hallelujah.
Very true. Very true. I like that we have some people in here that are very, very, very supportive of our feminineness. I love it. I love it.
I don't even know what that means.
Especially in horror.
Especially in horror.
Felix doesn't know, but that's okay. He can just stay in his corner.
Man, I'm sick. Fuck censorship. That's what it means.
Yeah, no shit, dude. Like, women are amazing. Let them be them. It's that easy.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right.
Agreed.
I'm going to go ahead and pull up this clip.
Oh, man.
And we're going to get started. Again, 18 plus. Shield your children's eyes. Do not watch this if you have a queasy stomach. And away we go.
When you first told me this, I didn't think it was actually really doing it. Like
I watched with my wife, and she was even impressed.
That's nuts. Is this part one or two?
This is part one. This is obviously not the entire scene, but it's all the clips of this scene kind of put together. So how are we feeling about the gore that is Terrifier, y'all?
It's so good. It's so good. I watched that first one with my wife, and she's not a huge horror fan, but even she was impressed with like the practical effects, the special effects in that movie. Like they did a really good job of making that believable. Oof.
My mouth was open the whole time. I literally, my mouth was open. That was a trip to see, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Rex, we can't hear you, buddy, but
oh my God, I had muted it. Hey, I was trying to avoid the echo effect, so I had muted my stuff. So, all right,
Sorry
so now I'm
about
done.
that.
Hey, no, I love gore. Like I said, Saw, Hostel, Purge. I love the gore portion of it. So, I think me and Terrifier, I think we're getting along just fucking fine.
I need to see him. That actually made me want to see him more now.
Yeah, so one thing I want to talk about, a lot of people who have watched Terrifier have the comment of it doesn't have much of a storyline, which who needs a storyline when you have kills like that? That's my opinion.
It has enough story to keep the movie going.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. You don't need a whole lot of story for this kind of movie.
Yeah, with horror, one of my big like pet peeves with horror movies is when they add in like fluff to the movie to make it longer, and it's like, why are you adding all of these things that we don't need when we're here for the kills, we're here for the gore, we're here for the blood, we're here for that. Like, we don't need a whole storyline to carry us through. Like, this is what we want.
That's what's cool. Yeah, and that's what's cool about Terrifier is they introduce Art the clown. They introduce his victims, and then he kills them, and that's it. Like that's all you need.
Yep.
Like it gives you a setting, it gives you a killer, and it gives you the victims, and it gives you a shit ton of awesome practical effects. This movie's fucking cool. Yeah,
Like I
this
said,
movie's fucking cool.
fluffers suck. I mean, they do.
I mean,
So-
it's got to be a
they?
hair story
Do
in
they?
there. Got a
Yeah.
hair story in there.
The army guy would know.
So that's one thing that I really liked about Terrifier is it really gets into the nitty gritty of like it's just gore, it's just murder, it's like and
it's
that's
gritty.
why I like it so much. And it's
It's a grimy
lot.
fucking movie. Yeah, like it's the setting, the way it's filmed, it's super grimy. Like you're uncomfortable watching the movie the entire time.
Very much so. But isn't that what horror's all about?
In the
Is being a
best
little
way. In the
uncomfortable?
best way possible. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Fun fact, I know I say that a lot, but the guy who plays Art the Clown, and I'm sorry that I can't remember his name off the top of my head, he is actually going to be at Texas Frightmare Weekend in May of 2023. And I'm going to go down there and see him, and I'm going to try to get one of the photo shoots that they do with him where I can get a picture with him, and he's in full costume.
I was just going to ask that. Is he in costume? That's badass.
He's in full costume, and I'm super, super excited. Like, even if I don't get the photo shoot portion, like, I'm just excited to meet the dude that is Art the fucking Clown.
Yeah.
Like, he is scary, and he doesn't even talk. Like, he's just scary the way he approaches things, his mannerisms, the way he acts. Like, it's literally terrifying.
Well, that's the name of the movie almost.
I think that they picked a good name for it, Terrifier. I like it. We got our last segment here. What's in the box?
What's in the bandbox? What's in the box?
I still have that prop from years ago. The little box.
I got it right there on my screen. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I still have it.
It's over there.
Yep.
I've never opened one.
You showed him, Rex.
That's what's in the box.
Surprise!
What's in the box?
I had to open it when it came in, so.
How are we feeling about what we've got to offer as far as franchises in this box? We've got Universal Monsters, They Live, 31, and of course our vinyl sticker for the month that I'm super excited about is going to be Chucky, of all things. Personal favorite of mine. How are we feeling about the options for franchises this month?
I'll be honest with you. I think Chucky is actually. I'm looking forward to that sticker. It's going on my laptop for sure.
Yeah.
I think out of all of them, They Live is probably the one I'm excited about. Not because I know what it is, just because of the movie itself. Out of all those movies,
I love it.
Yeah, I'm a huge Chucky fan, but I love They Live as well.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite 80s movies, period. Like Roddy Piper and Keith David in that movie.
Yes.
Yes.
One of the longest fight scenes in any fucking movie ever.
Yes.
All just to get him to put on the fucking glasses. Like,
all he had to do.
it's so, but that's why I fucking love Keith David, because he just refuses. He's like, no, fuck you. I'm not putting on these fucking glasses. Oh, it's so good. I am so stoked for They Live. I cannot wait.
I am.
I love the other options too. I do. But that's the one I'm most excited for.
Oh yeah, no, They Live though, to me is the best franchise out of that group, in my opinion. And me being a child of the 80s, I mean, come on, Roddy Piper. I'm here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum. Yeah. Best line ever.
Yeah.
Ever in
I
movie.
have to agree.
I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, he did such a great job. You know, rest in peace, Roddy Piper, but damn. I mean, you know, it was great. I loved it. And he is just, that whole movie was just amazing. You know, especially, you know, Obey. And, you know, you see all the signs, you have the glasses on, and all the subliminal messaging that goes on. It was, to me, it was ahead of its time. Because now, I mean, you know, it's really out there on what a lot of movies have, you know, like product placement and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
To me, that movie really pushed that at that time frame back in the 80s. That was way ahead of its time. So
right, and
I am so happy. I don't know if it's going to be the art print, the pins, the autograph. I don't know. I'm just excited that They Live is included in the lineup for this time.
I will say I have a soft spot in my heart for Universal Monsters. I'm going to turn my camera just a little bit so that y'all can see. But I do have the Universal's art print, Universal Monsters,
awesome.
sorry, art print from BAM. But we also bought this right here at Frightmare Weekend this past year. So I do have a little bit of a soft spot there, obviously. So I'm super excited for that. I'm curious to see who we end up getting as an autograph, where our art print lands, and where our pins are going to land for the month. So super excited there.
I'm always excited with BAM though, and then hopefully in the next show or two, we'll actually like what's in the box. We'll actually cover. Hey, we're doing a box opening, and we'll be able to show what we've got.
That works.
Yeah, maybe do some trades between among us. So.
Yeah, and one good thing about the Mod Squad, as you guys know, we take your opinions into consideration. If there's something that you would love to see on one of our shows, let us know, obviously, in the comments where you're feeling. If you want box openings, if you want more trailers, if you want more watch-alongs, more movie reviews, wherever you guys want, we're willing to give you to make y'all happy there. But that about finishes up what I've got on my list here, y'all. If y'all liked it, let us know. If there's something you want different, let us know, and we'll go from there. Down in the comments, make sure to leave us a like as well if you liked it. We appreciate y'all taking the time to watch us.
Here's to y'all. What you guys say?
I don't have a shot. I got
Sorry.
Sprite.
Yeah, the Godfather is brought to you by Appleton Estate Rum tonight. So there you go.
Smirnoff vodka for Christina over here for Ginger.
Jameson.
All right. Well, don't forget the watch along tomorrow or Saturday if you're watching this on Saturday tonight, and we'll see you there.
Hey, mahalo.
Bye.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.